Good evening. Welcome to the Wilde Cigars grand opening live stream event. I'm Chris Noteboom, one of the owners. On the far left is Nathan Siegel, one of the other owners. And with us tonight are Tracy Spence and Joe Lipscomb from the Nice Guys Cigar Agency, representing Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and Matilde Cigars, our two featured brands tonight. We'll welcome all of you for tuning in and spending this time with us. We're going to just talk a little bit about the store here, and then we're going to talk to Joe and Tracy and tell you what's coming up for the next year, and then we're going to get to the party. So first of all, Wilde Cigars and Bar is in Burleson, Texas. If you haven't been by yet, we hope you come join us and spend some time with us. We have a good time here. We have a 320 square foot humidor with a wide selection of cigars. We have a full bar with craft cocktails, a great whiskey selection, good liquor selection, wine, beer, everything, and we have a charcuterie board. Because to us, everything at Wilde, it's all about palate. This is the product that comes from the soil, and so like any other aged, artisanal, crafted product, like whiskey or wine, it's all about the taste on the palate. And so we try and provide an environment here that allows you to explore your palate and develop it and figure out where you sit and become a brother or sister of the leaf with us. Joe and Tracy, they are the Nice Guys Cigar Agency. And tonight they're here representing Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust and Matilde Cigars. Why don't y'all tell us a little bit about your agency and then the two brands you're representing?
How would you describe our agency? Well, yeah. No, go ahead.
That's how you get out of talking?
Yeah. All right. Absolutely. That's called a deflection.
Yeah. So we're independent representation for several different lines. We branch across Texas, Oklahoma, and Arkansas currently. Tonight we are featuring Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust as well as Matilde Cigars. Getting a lot of great responses. In fact, when he goes back to the video of the people out there, they're all smoking Dunbarton and Room 101. Matilde Cigars.
My God.
Enrique, we apologize.
That's because you're not here, Enrique. And you want me to talk? Why do you want me to? All right, now let's talk about the fact that there are grown man boob imprints on the window out there.
Oh, yeah.
See, now that's
we got flashed.
Yeah.
We got flashed, but not in a fun way.
No.
So let's go brand by brand then. Tell us about Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust, why people should smoke them, the story, whatever's going to help sell it to people.
Well, most of you are probably familiar with Steve Saka, whether it be from the Jewish State days or his new company, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. But there's nothing like anything from his past. It's kind of like a complete rebrand. Everything is basically molded to his palate. It just turns out that everyone else seems to like it too.
Yeah, he kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
They're delicious.
Very delicious, actually.
Yeah, from experience, Dunbarton and Steve Saka specifically, you're right. He molds everything to his palate, but he has got one of the most. It's interesting. It's a very refined palate, and yet it's a palate that still lends itself to a very broad appeal.
Yeah.
And I don't know anyone that tries Dunbarton that doesn't immediately fall in love. And of course, Steve's got some rock stars, cachet in the industry, but it's well earned.
Very much so.
And this is the brand that, two of my go-to cigars right now are the Sopra Mesa Brulee and the Mi Querida Tricky Traca.
Absolutely.
And I smoke them all the time. And I can smoke whatever I want out of our humidor, and I smoke those two all the time.
Yes.
So it's definitely a brand you want to come in and try. They're all well priced, from mid-tier price up to a little mid-tier plus, and some even into the premiums with their Sin Compromisos and the Muestra de Saka line, which is a real special line. Tell us about that a little.
So each one of the Matildes in that, or each blend is its own unique blend. Moisture means sample. So it's a sampling of some of Steve's ideas done in a small batch format. I don't know if I should say small batch, but you get it. Limited quantities each year, and we're getting ready to launch the Bewitched, which is exciting. That's a beautiful blend that he made for the Owl Shop in Worcester for Zach, and it was too good of a blend to just make for one place, and so we're excited about that launch. What was the rest of that question?
Yeah.
There's too many things going on here. I got red buttons I can't touch. There's the computer. Hey, Bill Bollinger, what's up, homie?
Tell us about Stillwell Star from Dunbarton.
Joe, you want this one?
Sure. So it's a very unique cigar. It's not like much anything I've ever seen out there. You have blackleaf cigar tobacco mixed with top premium pipe tobacco, but not really infused in any way. It's just two different types of flavors meshed together, create something very unique. 4 different options, so you can kind of liken it to if you're a pipe smoker or a cigar smoker, or if you enjoy both. There's going to be one in the mix that kind of fits to what you're looking for.
Yeah, and I can speak to this a little because before we had Stillwell Star, and before I really knew about it, I had customers coming to me and asking me about it, and they told me, they're like, well, it's a cigar with pipe tobacco in it. And I like pipes, and I have pipes, I smoke pipes sometimes, but my first reaction was, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about how those two things will mix. Even if they're both high quality tobaccos, they're just different profiles. They're, and I should have trusted, because as soon as I was able to try them, I was blown away.
Yeah.
I mean, I genuinely was. I always tell my customers, this is not a sales pitch. I was expecting to be hit in the face with pipe tobacco in a way that was unfamiliar and not very pleasing.
Sure.
And yet, the way they have blended it in there is so subtle and smooth, and it just creates a whole new dimension to the cigar smoking experience. I highly recommend them. They don't need me to recommend them because they're flying off the shelf. But if you haven't tried it, we've got a lot of them. There's 4 different blends, and I recommend you come try them.
Yeah, absolutely. Please do.
Yeah.
At Wilde Cigars.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Bears in the house.
So then let's move on to let's talk about Matilde with Enrique Sejas. This is a line that I've loved for years.
Me too.
The Matilde Oscura has been one of my favorite go-to cigars for years. These guys can tell you.
You did buy a lot of those from us over the years.
Yeah, this is it's one of my absolute favorite brands, and it's a brand that I think is a little bit of a hidden gem.
Yeah.
Because they got the 4 facings plus their limited exposures, which we haven't had here yet. But every time we get someone on them, they're immediately hooked.
Yeah.
From the Serena all the way up to the Oscura. Why don't you tell us a little bit about Matilde, Enrique, their lines?
Well, I would say one big factor would be the pedigree behind the brand itself.
Yeah. It is Jose Sejas and his son Enrique Sejas. And Jose Sejas was the lead blender for Altadas for over 35 years. So if you'd smoked any of their brands, which would include, I don't even want to say them.
Are they bad words?
Words.
So
Legacy
popular
brands,
legacy brands that people know. So now you've got this master blender of tobacco and his son, who has been in cigars and around tobacco, blending some gorgeous cigars.
Right.
Yeah, he is, absolutely. The limited exposures are his thing,
Yep.
and you're taking the merriment of timeless classic cigars, but you're adding a little bit more passion to the project. So instead of focusing on being able to make a cigar for the entire world over, you're making a cigar that should go to the entire world over, but you get to handpick those beautiful tobaccos to make it an experience that your customers are going to come back for more and more and more, and you just got to get them to smoke one.
Yeah,
So,
that has been exactly our experience. Matilde was one of the first brands we brought in when we were doing pre-opening events. We converted a lot of people into fans at that point. My own dad bought a box of Serenas tonight. Everyone we get to try Matilde, they are immediately hooked, and are dedicated fans. And that's for a lot of people that walk in asking about some of the legacy brands that we may not have on the shelf yet or may not going to have. If you're looking for something that is going to come from that world, that it's still going to hit you different, and it's going to be a totally different experience, but still great, Matilde is a brand you should definitely look at. All across all 4 lines. Serena's the Connecticut, and then they have the Renaissance.
Yep. Solid medium.
Solid medium.
Yeah.
The Quadrata box press, which is going to be like a medium with some spice.
Yep.
A little bit of
Still
spice
smooth,
in it.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
still
Right now.
incredibly smooth.
Yeah,
And it's
your
not
face looks happy.
not pepper bomb. It's not Brazil. It's not pepper bomb. It's medium, a little spicy, smooth, and then that Oscura, which
That's our favorite.
that's my favorite.
Oh my gosh, one of my
It's
favorites.
just very earthy and tasty and bready and all sorts of goodness. And again, for a Maduro cigar, just phenomenally smooth smoke. That's the thing that stands out on their line, is that you're going to get full flavor without ever being knocked over by nicotine and things like that. It's just so much flavor going on in their sticks.
Yep.
And I'm excited. A lot of people have been buying tonight and trying them. We hope you'll come join us tonight if you haven't yet. If you're sitting at home watching it and you're like, man, I don't have anything to do, come on in. We're open until at least midnight. I have a late hours license. If you keep me open past midnight, I'm not going to fight you. But then also we're going to continue running some of these deals through the weekends, through this weekend. So if you want to come tomorrow, you want to come Sunday, we're still going to have some deals on some Dunbarton and Matildes for you to come check out. So please come join us. We appreciate Joe and Tracy being here tonight. They're good friends, longtime friends.
Our pleasure.
But I'm especially excited because they're representing 2 of our favorite brands. Brands that before I owned a cigar shop, I was a regular customer for.
Definitely.
And I mean, like I said, Matilde was one of the very first brands we brought in because I've been such a long time fan. And then, of course, the opportunity to bring Dunbarton in was a really big deal. I know you guys played a big role in helping us get that account.
But you deserve it.
We appreciate
You
it.
deserve it.
So that's it for talking to Joe and Tracy. Over the next year, we've got a lot of things coming up. We have our soft open on December 17th, and that went great. We've been doing well. We're rocking. We're having a good time here. If you haven't been by to check us out yet and hang out with us, please come by. We're going to be doing a lot of fun stuff. We've got some fun events coming up. We're going to be building out our programming. We have a nice private members lounge. We already have several private members signed up. We have some really fun events that we can't quite talk about yet that are planned back there.
Yeah.
You're going to get to rub some elbows with some pretty neat people. You're going to get some really good deals. But even if you just want to come hang out in our main lounge, we're going to have some really cool events this year. A lot of fun stuff. We have a lot of great merchandise. And
A lot more shirts coming this year.
a lot more shirts. We're going to build out
hats.
Yeah, we'll be building out the online store. We're going to start doing some even non-wild specific, just cigar life type merchandise. Because for us, it's all about showing people that, cigars are a really great thing to have in your life.
Well, and it's in the name. It's culture.
It's culture.
Cigars and culture.
And that's always been one of my favorite things about cigar shops. It's what's drawn me to cigar shops since I was young. Because I didn't grow up around cigars. When I was 18 and I went out and bought my first cigar, no one told me to do it. I was just kind of drawn to that fraternities, of the brothers and sisters of belief. And the reason Nathan and I did this is because we met at a cigar shop. I met Joe and Tracy at a cigar shop. Most of my best friends I met at cigar shops, and the community of it is just as great as the product. And I like to say it's the last great small D democratic space left. We've got cigars at $4 a stick that are damn good, and we've got $30 cigars that are awesome, wonderful, and amazing, and everything in between. Same at the bar. I've got Michelob Ultra, I've got Miller Lite, I've got Jack Daniels. You can have a good time in here and spend $10-15.
Yeah.
I've also got Lagavulin. I've got high-end Scotch. We've got high-end tequilas, high-end bourbons. And we've got some craft cocktails that I think would stand against any cocktails in the Metroplex.
sure.
And that is not a sales pitch.
Yeah.
Our bar manager, Kim Jackson, is a
amazing.
phenomenally talented artist in general. And she has taken that cocktail menu to a level that has been blowing people away. So it's a great experience, lots of comfortable seating, high ceilings, and particularly we spent a lot of money on filtration and HVAC in here, $85,000. The single biggest ticket item, 9 smoke heaters, 23 tons of air, high ceilings, big windows for natural light. We're trying to make this a place where people of all walks want to hang out. Whether you love cigars or not, we'd love the chance to help you learn to love cigars. And our staff of tobacconists are all well trained, have a lot of experience, and they are your Sherpas. They are here to help you on your journey. No one's ever going to make you feel weird if you come in and you haven't tried it before. This is a family here. This is a community. And we just love hanging out and enjoying cigars, enjoying a good drink and a good time. So, anything else, Nathan?
And we're also going to be doing a lot of our own podcasts. Going to add some original content down the road.
We are currently in the Wilde studio.
Yes.
This is a room we have built in the cigar shop. This space is rentable. We have another rentable space for parties called the conference room. But we're going to be doing a lot of our own media here too. YouTube, podcasting, really trying to build out the community online as well as in the building. So we hope you'll join us with that.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please come out and see us. If not tonight, sometime this weekend. If not this weekend, sometime soon. Whenever is fine. We're here every day, and we'd love to see you. Thank you.